our next artist is an award-winning actor, writer, comedian, and teacher, everybody. You may recognize him from stage and screen. He is currently a theater professor at BMCC. Everybody, please help me welcome Chuck Burks to the screen.
Thank you, Latoya. Awesome.
Thank you so much, Chuck, for being here. You go ahead and take us away right now.
Right. I appreciate it. This is amazing. I mean, everybody's so talented. Give it up to Zani, Nicole, and Ziggy. They are super talented. All I did was get vaccinated twice. That's my talent. I'm able to probably go out at some point in time. Anybody else, thinking about what's going to happen when the world opens up again? There's going to be some discrimination, some vaccine discrimination. There's going to be parties, right? But only certain people are going to be allowed to go to the party. Yeah, they're going to have a Moderna or Pfizer party, and they're going to be like, yeah, anybody with Johnson & Johnson, you can only come to the party for 1 hour. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to have new dances. We're going to have a new dance called the COVID slide, where everybody got to stand 6 feet apart. To the left, grab your hand sanitizer, 2 squirts 1 time, everybody, wash your hands, wash. And the party's going to be over. As soon as somebody say, yo, somebody from AstraZeneca showed up, shut the party down. It's going to be crazy, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but this pandemic, we done lost a lot of good people, and I give my heart out to all of those that have lost some loved ones. But do your best to stay safe. I know we've been in the house a long time, but we're going to get out soon. We've been in the house a long time, and some of y'all been counting the days. But check this out. I'm married to a wonderful woman who is super intelligent. And what I noticed is that when you live with someone and you have to stay there in the house with them, you have to listen to them. And there's statistical value that women use more words than men on a daily basis. You can go out there and you can Google it all you want. On an average basis, women use 20,000 words a day. You know how many men use? 7. That's all we need, basically. But here's the deal. When you love somebody and you're with them, you got to listen to every single word. And I have been listening to every word that my wife has. And let me tell y'all, some of y'all been counting the days. I've been in quarantine for about 1.75 million words. That's how long I've been in quarantine, y'all. And there's certain words that my wife will say that will get me a little, nervous. Like, for instance, men know this. If you're in a relationship and your lady comes to you and says with a smile, these 3 words, can we talk? It's a little tingle of fear. But then, if she has a little attitude and she gets mad and she looks at you and says, we need to talk. Those 4 words, woo, fear meter goes up. But then my wife has these 6 words that will strike worry, fear, and wonderment in my heart. She'll come up to me. She's very intelligent, super smart. And she'll just casually slide up and sit next to me and say, I was listening to this podcast. After those 6 words, I am followed with about 40,000 words describing the podcast. And then I'm given podcast homework. And I have to go listen to the podcast. And the description of the podcast lasted about 20 minutes longer than the actual podcast. So I have to go do the podcast, listen to it, bring back my answers. By the time I come back, she's on to a whole nother idea. And she's like, oh, I'm on to another podcast. But guess what? I'm a good husband. I follow the rules and I listen. And she's very particular. When we go out somewhere, she doesn't want people to know that it's time to leave. So she tells me we're going to have a secret code word. And the code word is to let everybody know that it's time to leave. Because men, we're easy. When it's time to go, what do? Time to go! We don't care who we embarrass. We let everybody know it's time to go. And that's the thing that we do. But guess what? When we go out, my wife says, you're going to listen to this code word. And when the code word happens, you got to tell everybody it's time to go. So here's the code word. She tells me the code word is avocado. Why she picked that word, I don't know. But we go out to a birthday party, and if she mentions anything that relates to avocado, I'm supposed to know it's time to go. So we go to a birthday party. We went to a Latino birthday party. And if you ever been to a Latino birthday party, they hold you hostage. It was for a 2-year-old toddler. Why did this party start at 9 o'clock at night? I don't know. We get to the party fashionably late at 9:30. They just setting up for the party. I'm thinking to myself, how long we going to be here? And then in the middle of the party, we standing and we having a good time. After about 2 hours, I get ready to use the bathroom. The host of the party runs to me and says, hey, you cannot leave before we cut the cake. Because apparently it's improper to leave before they cut the cake. But guess what? At a Latino birthday party, they don't never cut the cake. It's 2 more hours later, and I get ready to go use the bathroom again. He's like, hey, we don't cut the cake. You cannot go. I'm like, look, man, I don't want no cake. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I want breakfast. This baby done turned 3 years old. How long we going to be here? And then my wife will casually say to me, you know what I could go for? I could go for some guacamole. And I'm being a good husband. I get ready to go get the guacamole. She get mad at me, give me the side eye, and then get real loud and say, I said I could go for some guacamole. I'm getting mad at her. We arguing, and I tell her, like, listen, woman, we at a Latino birthday party. They got mild, medium, and hot. What kind of guacamole you want? She get mad, stood up and said, time to go. I get in the car. We going home. We driving. She get mad at me. Talking about, I gave you the code word. I'm like, no, you never gave me the code word. Yes, I did. I gave you the code word. I'm like, you never said the code word. She said, I told you I could go for some guacamole. And I said, woman, I was going to get the guacamole. She said, what you think guacamole's made of? I said, I don't know. She said, avocado. I said, how you going to change the code word in the middle of the code word? She said, you yelling at me? You screaming at me? Oh, we need to talk. Thank y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's cooped up in their house. We getting out soon. Get your vaccinations. Take care of yourself. Wash your hands. Shout out to my wife, Ava Coffee Burks. She's going to hit me in the head with the iron cast skillet, but it's all good. And shout out to Joanne Pringle, my manager of Clean Comedy Link. Thank y'all. I love y'all.
I am cracking up over here. Chuck, I know they say that most comedy is based off of truth, but every single thing you said is the absolute truth and the absolute funniest thing ever. Oh my God. So listen, I just want to ask, how long have you been married?
I've been married 23 years. October 25th. It'll be 23 years.
Okay, and how are you guys managing otherwise throughout COVID?
You know, a lot of prayer, a lot of time where you just you connect and you say, are you good? And that's what we do. And we take our little walks through outside and whatnot, and we have some time. But for the most part, just checking in with each other. And you know what we do? We have a son who's very, like, all over the place. We have shared custody in the house. 1 week he's hers, and 1 week he's mine. And then we just do that. We just shift off. He's yours this week. He's yours next week. So we all live together, but we do shared custody.
I'm so glad that you can use this and put it into comedy just to make the rest of us feel better and to make the rest of us laugh. So thank you so much for sharing your art, your talent, and your gift with us tonight.